Well, hello everybody. We got a.
Where do you see these numbers? When you see the show, we're gonna go with the numbers.
I know. Hold on. Let's just say hello to some people. Irma's
All right.
here. First one here. Thank you, Irma. Lori Ann is here. Very good. Julie Miller's here. Beverly, Daniel, Joyce Ann. All right, Tracy, you made it. Pray for Tracy and her family. She's going through some stuff. If she wants to let you know specifically what it is, but send up some prayers for Tracy. It would be greatly appreciated. All right, April's here. Stella, Cheryl, Janine. All right. William's here. Aaron, Tammy, Timothy's here. Donna. All right. Boy, we got a packed house. Phil. All right. Nancy. Cynthia. Ergat Bustin. Okay. We'll take you. Welcome. Welcome. Booyah. That's the new word.
All right. Where do you want to start? You want to start with the bear? You want to start with the numbers? What do you want to start with?
Well, what I want to start with is that I tricked Pumpkin today because normally every time you and I start the show, Pumpkin comes in the office. Yeah. Pumpkin comes in the office looking for, like a little something. He's looking for a little something. So normally I don't have it ready, but I tricked him today. I had his little bowl all ready with his delectable stuff on top, and I gave it to him. He was shocked. He didn't know what to do. So he's all right. Hey, yesterday we talked about the bear,
yes,
the wolf, and the tiger. And we wanted to give you a visual of what this looks like.
Yes.
So for those that were with us yesterday, you'll understand that in Russia and China, they teach their people that we, the United States, is the bear. Russia's the wolf, China's the tiger. Neither the wolf can kill the bear, nor the tiger can kill the bear. And they never get together because they don't play nice. But even if they did, neither one could kill the bear. So they work on trying to infect us with disease from within, not physical disease, but societal. Right. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. Listen, it's like the only way we could destroy us is if we destroy ourselves, so to speak.
Right.
So the other thing is, and Donald Trump mentioned this before, but these people are, or at least Russia and Iran, really, they're masters of propaganda. I mean, that is like their stronghold, and it really does affect a lot of people. I know it easily affected me in this MAGA movement. They created a certain understanding with how some of us have thought in the past. It's powerful, really.
It really is. It really is. Now, in shifting gears, let's talk a little bit about the. There's people out there right now talking about the Iraqi dinars and also the Zimbabwe ZIMs, that and that there's something big coming in August for the dinars and the revaluation and all of that. Guys, I'm telling you, don't. If you've already put money into it, please don't put any additional funds into it.
Now, let me just get this straight, because when a person, a lot of them have been saying that they took out 3 zeros, which is true. But when that means, and they exchange it, basically if a loaf of bread costs 3,000 dinar, they just take the zeros and then they exchange that for the 1 dinar, but it's the same thing. It's only internal. So instead of one,
this is all internal to Iraq. In other words, Iraq does not have anywhere near the funds to pay out US dollars to the Iraqi dinars that you might be holding. That's not going to happen. They're not going to bankrupt their country.
Right. And if you could explain with this, if they have the dinar that they say is equal to the dollar, then people in their country and other people around the world could trade it in, and it would be the Iraqi country that would have to give them the dollar. Correct?
No, this is like the Iraqi dinar is like when we had the Lincoln greenbacks during the Civil War, right? Within the United States, the Lincoln greenbacks could be used for taxes and to purchase goods and payment for soldiers, right? But you couldn't use them in France. You see what I'm saying? You couldn't go to Spain and spend Lincoln greenbacks. So that was an internal method by which President Lincoln and his Treasury Secretary were able to fund the war for the North. All right, so the Iraqi dinars are within Iraq. That's where all of this is taking place.
I get it. I get it. What I'm saying is, if someone took out, it's because you're allowed to buy it. If someone took out an Iraqi dinar and they sold it to you because they're buying it for pennies on the dollar and sold it to you, and you're holding it, they're saying that if their dinar goes into equality with the dollar, then you can go somewhere and exchange it for a dollar. But the ones that give it has to be the Iraqi government to exchange that dollar.
Now, right now, this very moment,
okay,
Iraqi dinar is worth $0.00076. That means it's worth 7/100th of a penny.
That piece of paper?
That's right. That piece of paper, the Iraqi dinar, on the world exchange rates, world exchange, is worth 7/100ths of a penny.
Right. And so the fantasy is that one day that that dinar that they bought for, let's just forget the zeros. Like, just make it as simple as possible. If it was worth a penny, they're saying if it was worth $1, then for every one of those, when it revalues, that you would get that difference, right? So the $1,000 that you spent or whatever on these pieces of paper will now be worth, my math is really bad, but like 70,000 or whatever, correct?
Yeah. So if you bought 100 dinars at a penny, you bought $1. You bought $1, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So that means that if the dinar gets revalued to $1, you could go to a bank and exchange your 100 dinars that you bought for a penny for $100.
Right, and that's where the fantasy comes in that could happen.
Right.
But my point is, if it was theoretically like that, the money that you exchange it with eventually would come from the Iraqi government. They would have to have this.
It has to come from the Iraqi government. It's not like you're going to a bank. You would if that was the exchange rate and it was an actual exchange rate, you'd be able to walk into any bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, whoever, and exchange your dinars. And then that bank would then make a request to the settlement house, and the settlement house would charge the Iraqi treasury for those $100.
Right, which that's why it would be impossible, because there's like trillions of these little 1 cent dollars around. So if everyone did it, okay. Guys, all I'm saying is I'm trying to show you guys. Who knew? I'm not very good at math, but I'm trying to show you guys that
I'm showing off to Daniel my my Model M IBM keyboard. I hope he hears the buckling springs. Okay, so right now, at this very moment, Iraq's gross domestic product, their GDP, is approximately $250 billion.
Okay.
That's the size of their economy. Now, its purchasing power, in other words, through debt and everything else, is 690 billion. But what they actually produce with oil and gas, whatever it is only $250 billion. So now with that in mind, think of the trillions of dinars that are floating around that people have purchased and are waiting for a revaluation. The Iraqi people don't have the money.
Right. I think that what a lot of them don't understand, and correct me if I'm wrong here, like if I just had I had 1 cent, right? $1, and it was real. This whole thing was real and they revalued. I go to the bank and get $100 for that. So I spend 10 cents and I get $1,000. I think what people don't understand is that the bank's not paying it. The bank's not taking that and say, "Oh, we got it." They charge
Iraq, right?
Right. So the Iraqi government has to have trillions upon trillions of dollars in U.S. dollars in a vault somewhere, because that's what you're exchanging it for.
Well, and that's the other level. And wait, hold on a minute. See, that's when sensible people start to break this down and they go, well, wait a minute now. Iraq doesn't have that money. Oh, these criminals go, oh, well, that's why they have all of that hidden gold in vaults, right? Gold that no one knows about, but the criminals selling you the dinars. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you see, here's the thing. If someone sets up shop and they're selling these Iraqi dinars and you buy them, they are selling them as a commodity, like they would sell pencils. Okay?
All right.
They are not selling them to you like they have some kind of actual intrinsic, like they have some kind of monetary value. They're selling them to you like they would sell you pencils or rubber bands.
Right. And, okay, now just double checking with this.
That's how they get around it.
Right. Well, it is not illegal to get that money out and you resell it for whatever, right? So like if you could get, I mean, I trade coins, right? When I was younger, you could get that, you could sell it, and if you bought it for a penny, you could sell it for 50 cents. But the problem is if these people are making promises or alleging promises that 10 cents you bought it for will be $1 one day, right, Dave?
Right. Now hold on a second. Let's see. Let's see what they're selling dinars for.
Okay, and so you know, the trick that some of these people are doing here is because there's real things going on. Like the Iraqi government actually took 3 zeros out, but it's internal. It's basically, instead of buying a loaf of bread and having a stack of money, like you go into the strip club, not that you go, but there you have that, it reduces it so that it's a new one. It's the same cost, but it compacts it into $1. All right.
Right. 1049 divided by 1,000,000.
All right.
Okay. So what they're doing is they are buying Iraqi dinars with US dollars from Iraq for 7/100ths of a penny and selling it for 1/10 of a penny.
Okay, so that's a markup.
That's their markup.
And you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
It's legal. You're allowed.
They're selling it to you like they would sell a commodity. And that's how these people stay out of trouble. They're not selling it to you like it's like a something you could trade, like you could go buy something with. They're selling it to you like they would sell you paper clips.
Right. And you can have it, but the problem is the people around them as a conspiracy. And I mean this because that's how they arrested people.
There it is. Right.
a person is selling this to you. It's a legal transaction. But in order to do that, you have the other guy, your friend, saying, but if you buy them, it's going to go revalue to $1. And so all those little pieces of paper are going to be worth $1.
Right.
And that's where the scam becomes illegal.
Right.
Really quick, guys. My dad, when I was growing up, he used to have this big, this big jug. When you buy a bunch of water and it's like a jug, big jug, right? Plastic jug, all of pennies. Because just basically just like, he's collecting them or whatever. Who knows? But could you imagine if every one of those pennies, like you could exchange it for $100 bill? I mean, you'd be like, oh my goodness, I could be rich.
Right.
And that's how they think of it.
Right.
But you have to remember that where it ends, when you take a dinar, and if it was $100, it's not magical that it exchanges it.
Right.
The country has to have $1 to exchange it with. And here's the other problem with it, and the reason why it doesn't revalue. Right now, would you rather, if it was dollar for dollar, would you rather have dollars or would you rather have dinars? See, no one trusts the government. They trust the dollar.
Right. Same thing with the Zim. Gene, I'm going to let you answer this question.
Oh, Cheryl. Okay. Just
our fulfillment, our wonderful new fulfillment department, who's doing great, and me, we've been on Gene's back now because he's our little local celebrity, to get more of these books signed, numbered, stamped, embossed. I mean, it's a process. Go ahead,
Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl. Just so you know, we're laughing at this because I lately I've been hearing this every day from like 5 different people. Like, not you guys, like on the team is like, guys, you got to get this. You got to get this. I have to do it. It gets sent to me. I sign them, I emboss them, and I number them. And just so you know, guys, like I have to peel them out and put them. So each one, I don't make a mistake. So if there's a issue 750, there's not accidentally 2 of them around somewhere. You just got to be very careful.
Right. And the reason why it has to be done so meticulously and with so many steps is because the pictures that are in that book are also, we're going to be working with Eric Trump to get them into Trump's presidential library. Gene is saving issue number 1 for the president. So these things have to be authenticated. It has a special page at the front. There you go. That's
Trump's. That's the one we're going to, with that. The reason being is that we are saying that they are limited edition. So there's limited to 1776 copies. So what we don't want on my behalf is for me to rush it and then there's like accidentally I write the wrong number or whatever. So it's just it's coming.
Right. And that has been known.
I know. So my other thing with it, everyone's going to get it because every one of them are accounted for. There's only 1776.
Right.
So if you have an order and a piece of paper saying you bought it, it won't be like, well, where's my copy? And then, because there's going to come a time we're saying there's no more left. So it's all there and it's going to be taken care of. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, good.
So,
hey, can we talk about the numbers? Can we talk about the numbers?
Brad, I wanted to truly, because you're a great guy. Gene wouldn't let me. She said, yeah, I'm the one that signs the stuff, not you. I was like, all right.
One day we'll get Dave Blaze into an event. That's going to sell out really quickly.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, could I talk about this?
My point with at the end result, my point with the dinars and the zims and so forth is this. These little exchanges where they sell dinars and zims and all these currencies and so on, they're selling them as commodities. Just realize that. But the people that are behind it making millions of dollars by convincing you to send in your hard-earned dollars to buy this stuff are making a fortune, and they're like a criminal, like a mob family.
People have gone to prison for that. You guys know that.
People have gone.
They have because
this is like a cartel. These are not like dopey people trying to, like, grifters or whatever. No. These are guys that are rough characters. They're rough characters.
Right.
So don't.
And one more thing with this, when they do this, when I say that, is one guy's just selling it and he says, "Oh, I'm just selling it. I didn't say anything. I'm just selling it." But they have a pitch man telling you this. It's like a whole system behind it. And just say, be careful. But the best thing that helped me understand, I never bought any, helped me understand it, if when you exchange it, it's the actual country that has to give you the dollar.
Right. And they don't have the money. They don't have it. They don't have it.
I mean, if you took all of that, exchange for dollars, they'd be the richest country in the world. All right.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to make sure everybody got. All right. Let's move on. We got this now. Now this is what's happening currently in Podcastistan, as Dana likes to say.
Yeah.
So all in podcast land, this is what's happening. And as you can see, especially on X and Rumble, the views are tanking for podcasters.
Right. This was based upon a study someone did, and they took 12 high-end, I don't know what you call them, podcasters or whatever, and their views are going down. Okay. Here is the difference of what we're doing here. These are our views for the last 90 days on Facebook only, by the way. That's key, because we have our own platform, and we're on YouTube as well. But this is remarkable. This is in the last 90 days. You can see the views, but what's amazing here is the actual watch time involved in this. So
so we're closing in 90 days. We're up 29%, almost closing in on 5 million views. So thank you, our followers, our audience, and so on. And as you know, we don't monetize any of this, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook or whatever. We're not monetizing it. We actually produce products.
Right.
And have to deal with people.
Have to deal with me.
Yeah.
I've been hearing it all day. All right. Dave, you want to get?
Hold on a second. Linda Edwards keeps saying, "Let Dave finish."
All right. So I'm interrupting Dave? Okay.
I think no, Linda. I think I was done. I just wanted to bring out about the dinars and the zims, all these kind of worthless currencies and so on. And yes, you might be able to try buying them from a bank, but the only time the bank would make them available to you is if you were going to that country.
Yeah,
if you were actually traveling to Iraq, then you would want to have some dinars. Okay, and that's not saying that the dinars that you're buying online are actual dinars that they're using in circulation in the nation.
Right.
Anyway.
No, there's a whole other thing. There's a whole Forex part of it too that just ties in with it. All right, Dave, let's go on to the dispatch here.
Yeah.
All right, Dave Blaze. First up on the dispatch, lead story. Kushner gives Hamas stark ultimatum: disarm or Israel gets U.S. backing to finish the job.
This is big. Why don't you play the video that you have that you did?
Let me do this. All right, hold on 1 second. I'll pull it up. Here we go. If you are watching the news, you are missing the show. That is why, George Magazine readers, stick with us. Let me explain what's going on and why Trump just played the Trump card on all of this with Iran. And it has to do with Jared Kushner. Now, this is huge because Jared Kushner just met with Hamas in neutral territory in Egypt. This is huge. To show you how huge it is, when was the last time you even heard Jared Kushner in an interview?
In terms of the Gaza ceasefire, how close is Hamas to laying down their weapons? It could be very close. So yesterday we had a great meeting in Cairo with the mediators and with Hamas and actually with the National Committee, which is the new technocratic Palestinian government that will go over when they hand over control.
Now, why is this so important? Because Iran is the umbrella organization. That is their strength. They're the umbrella organization over all of these state-sponsored terrorist groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis. They are the governor of all of these. Now, here's the thing. If Hamas is directly negotiating with the United States of America through Jared Kushner, what does that tell you about the strength of Iran? It shows the Houthis, Hezbollah, that their strength is weakening because Hamas is now directly talking to the United States. This is huge. And by the way, this isn't anything new for George Magazine. I told you before about this book, America's 250th. That is Donald Trump's strength. I'll show you right here. There's a part in the book, and this is Donald Trump's strength. Closed door meetings. These meetings that Donald Trump does is how he gets things done. He goes to one person and says, when you negotiate, say this, this, or that, or he says it himself. But this shows there's really progress going on in Iran, and it shows because Iran was the umbrella organization through all these terrorist groups, but now they're negotiating directly with the United States of America.
Which means that Hamas has no more funding from Iran.
Right.
Right. So they got no money. And now the Israelis just wrecked them. And what Kushner's trying to negotiate is to have a brand new government. There's already a new government being set up in Gaza. And but we need Hamas to completely disarm and vanquish and so on, so that the investment money can come into Gaza and turn Gaza into another, south of France, frankly.
The other thing I was led to believe a long time ago, that this was all about Muslims versus Jews. It's not like that.
No.
If you break down all the Middle Eastern countries, some are aligned with the United States and Israel. They're aligned through what they call the Abrahamic Accords.
Right.
So there's alliances there. It's not like we'll never be with you because you're Jews and we're Muslim. It's not like that. So there's
Right.
much going on. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Daniel. That's right. The French Riviera. That's the plan of what to make, because Gaza, once it's all cleaned up and built up, and it's gorgeous. It got the coastline into the Mediterranean. It's beautiful.
Isn't Jared Kushner also investing in there once it gets done?
There's a lot of money going to flow into that area, and it's going to help the Palestinian people to a level they've never seen before, because they've always been under the thumb of these terrorist groups.
Right. So what a big deal that he's talking to, and they talked in Egypt, which is so-called neutral area. So they go there and they have a discussion there. All right.
As a matter of fact, Jessica, thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing.
Really quick, just so you know, I got to brag on it. Dave used to be a Golden Gloves boxer champion.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah, years ago, and he was a bodybuilder years ago.
That was a long time ago. But now I have found a fond interest in this unique little contraption called a bulwarker, and it's old. It's old, and you guys can look it up, and it actually works. You can do reps, you can do isometric, you can do a lot of things with it. All right, enough about that.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of money coming into this. So now you're going to hear all of the socialists go, oh, and they'll have all the wealthy people there, and they'll keep the poor Palestinians like second class. They'll be the servants and dirt poor. Right now, they've got nothing. They've got no water. They've got no homes. They've got barely any food. And all the money that was coming into Gaza was being absconded by Hamas. And then Hamas would dole it out to the people, to their loyalists. All right? So hold on a second, Gene. So all of a sudden, if you have billionaires pouring money into Gaza with building resorts and neighborhoods and homes. Well, who do you think is going to live there?
Listen, I spent many years in Myrtle Beach, a tourist town. That's how the economy works. You have people there, you put a Trump hotel or Kushner hotel, whatever. People are going to go there if they feel safe, and they're going to go check it out. All right.
That's right. That's right. They'll feel safe. They'll feel good, and they'll go there, and it'll be a brand new world for the people of Gaza.
Okay. All right. Dave, this is an interesting story here because it's funny that the House Republicans suggested that Darlene Graham is an ally for the swamp. Oh my goodness, these people. All right. Here is a reminder again. Donald Trump is the establishment. That's the truth of it. Donald Trump is was friends, obviously, he's passed, with Lindsey Graham. All right. You could see, we talked about it the other day, the Lindsey O. Graham sanctioning Russia's act that is going to be passed. It sanctions Russia. So Russia, knowing that, has put a ton of bad press out with Lindsey Graham, but Donald Trump really likes Lindsey Graham. I know it. I've seen them in person together. Okay.
Yeah. So hold on a second. Let me just point this out. Will Barney talks about money for humanitarian projects. Yes. Well, that's just the thing. When the wealth comes into Gaza, there'll be humanitarian projects on the onset. But then as people start making money, setting up stores, working in the hotels, doing this, that, and of course, then there's going to be a need for like anywhere. There's going to be a need for police and city councils and so on. So all of a sudden, firemen and whatever, and those jobs get filled. Those people that are making money now need places to live. So you're going to have nice, beautiful neighborhoods. It's a whole different way of life. It's a whole different way of life. All right. So this thing about Graham's sister.
Yeah.
Who in the world is saying that she's part of? Okay. This is the problem, Gene, with radicals. Okay. This is the problem with the anti-establishment people. That person's establishment. That person's establishment. We gotta get rid of them. We gotta tear this all down and so on. All right. Now you tore it down. You took it over. Now what?
Well,
establishment.
Here's the thing with that. Let me play what Donald Trump himself said.
Okay,
so this is what he says. Here we go.
Hello, South Carolina, a very special place that I won every single time by a lot. In fact, by a record. There's a very important special election coming up in your state, and I'm asking you to all get out and vote for an incredible woman and a true champion for the people of South Carolina, Senator Darlene Graham. After the passing of her wonderful brother and my friend, the legendary Senator Lindsey Graham, I asked Darlene to run for the Senate because I know she has what it takes to be an outstanding representative for your state. Darlene has proven to be tough, and smart, and strong, even in the few weeks since she became a senator. With your vote, Darlene will fight tirelessly to defend South Carolina jobs, raise your wages, protect your Second Amendment, keep men out of women's sports, and secure our elections by passing the Save America Act.
Okay. At this point, what I hear all the time, because the battleground is in Myrtle Beach. Trump will visit Myrtle Beach, and because Russell Fry, who ran, has now endorsed Darlene Graham, and
Right.
they need to win it there, and they're actively going against him with Norman.
Yeah, and then of course the lunatic Mark Lynch, endorsed Norman, right?
I don't know who he endorsed, but all these
Norman.
Okay. The problem is all these people that want Norman are the people that says, "Oh, we're Trumpers. We're Trumpers." Wait a minute. This is Darlene's deep state or whatever, however they're saying it. But there's no question with this. Donald Trump loved Lindsey Graham and he loves Darlene Graham. That's it. That's what he wants.
Here's the part I don't understand. What do the people that are saying this, what do these knuckleheads on X think? I mean, do they think that their followers are that stupid?
No, the whole
So we work hard, we get President Trump elected because we know he's doing great things. His first term, he did great things for the country. Then everything got waylaid by the pandemic. Now he's back for his second term. Okay, great. Things are looking up and all of that. So now what are we going to do? We're going to call everyone that he likes deep state. They don't even know what the hell deep state means. What is deep state, Gene? Explain deep state to me. Who's deep state? Every civil servant that works for the government, are they deep state?
The way that they describe the deep state in their terminology there is that basically they're the cabal or they're the system or whatever.
What cabal? Really? The cabal?
Well, I'm just telling you what it is, what that thing is.
Cabal as big as Mossad, because Mossad, apparently, according to these jackasses, is the largest single organization that the earth has ever seen. They've got agents all over the place. Everything is Mossad. Oh, that one's working for Mossad. Oh, that must be Mossad. Oh, look, here's another Mossad. I got Mossad in my cereal. Everything is Mossad, right? So now you got deep state. Well, who's deep state? The little civil servant lady that works for the postal service? Is she deep state? Who's the deep state?
Okay.
You see my point. And then when you start pointing that out, they bring out, like you just said, oh, it's the cabal. The cabal? What cabal? Where is the cabal? Who is the cabal?
There is okay.
I'm telling you right now, when you break it all down, when you break down all of these arguments and you break it down and you pinpoint these people, it comes down to the Jews. They hate the Jews. The cabal equals Jews. The deep state equals Jews. The bankers equals Jews. The globalists are the Jews. It's all the Jews. These people are whacked out.
Okay. Here is a good one for you. Okay. This is a good one.
I'd like to hear a good one.
Because seriously, we already showed the video, and this is not the video, but we already showed the video about Donald Trump praising the Federal Reserve, right? I don't know where this whole thing about hating Jews comes. Look.
The deep state is the one line. You are the RV scammers. That's right, Tracy. That's right. That's your deep state.
All right. Look at what Donald Trump, we're moving along with this, but this is a great video. Check out this video, what Donald Trump says. Here we go.
And the polls were wrong again last night when they thought it would be a landslide victory for a hater of Jews and a hater of Israel. This guy hates Jews. Somebody said, oh, that's a little strong. No, he hates Jews and he hates Israel. Abdul El-Sayed. Can you believe this? This could only happen to me. Abdul El-Sayed, lovely gentleman. He's a man of hate. And now he's going around saying, no, I love everybody. He doesn't love everybody. Put him in office. You're going to find out what he loves.
But the president's right.
I know. Well, the thing is that, like, I don't know where this all came, that they co-opted Trump. Like if they hate Jews, like,
you mean the Jews co-opted Trump?
No, the people that hate the Jews, everything they apply to their thing, they say Trump did. For example, the Federal Reserve. Trump hates the Federal Reserve.
These people that blame the Jews for everything are cowards and weaklings in our society. These are the people that can't go out and do, so they need someone to blame. That's all. That's all. When they go to the bank and they go to the bank for a loan and they have no collateral, right? Then they blame the banker. Oh, that bank, look what they did to me. They wouldn't give me that loan. I needed that loan. They give you the loan if you had collateral. Even if you had bad credit, if you have collateral, they'll give you the loan. My point is that we as a people have to get to a point where we recognize that we need unity and knock off this, well, I don't like blacks. Well, I don't like Jews. Well, I don't like the Muslims. Well, I don't like the Indians. Well, I don't like the Irish. Well, I don't like the Italian. Give me a break. You're never going to have wealth. You're never going to have prosperity if you're always hating and not liking someone else. How is that going to happen?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just.
How do you think DEI came about? Diversity and hiring and all that. How do you think that came about? It came about because the opposite was happening. So then the government has to step in and go, listen, schmucks, you can't discriminate. So now we're going to start this. And then, we need meritorious. It has to be meritorious. Okay, so you want everything has to be merit-based. And I'm all for that. But let all the people into your little learning sessions so they can get merit-based as well. Don't only let in the Irish. Don't only let in your Scottish friends. Don't only let in your Swedish friends or your German friends and keep everybody else out and then say we need advancement to be meritorious. See, that's not right.
What about my mom's mahjong table? No.
She has a little cat-eye glasses hanging around the neck on a chain, sipping a Mai Tai.
I don't think the Jews are playing in the table. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, that's all I'm saying. Listen, is that we need to be unified. The nation needs to be unified and not picking these little squabbles with every different group. It's silly.
I authentically.
Our adversaries love it. America's at war with itself all the time. This is beautiful. Putin's doing a jig. He's doing the Bolshevik dance in the Kremlin. That's how he dances up and down the hall. You only see him walking. The rest of the time, he's doing that Russian Bolshevik dance. That's what he's doing all the time because the Americans keep bickering with each other like jackasses.
Dave, what did you have for breakfast? We need this version of you for views.
Isn't it aggravating? Now, next up, we have an article that we put in the Dispatch to push it out there in people's faces that the president is voting by mail.
Yes. Listen, really quick about that. That is something that's another thing. All right. So, Tracy's here. She voted early.
Yeah, right? Tracy voted early. Whatever is most convenient. Voting by mail, absentee, early, vote on day of election, whatever it is, whatever's the most convenient for you, but vote. Don't listen to these schmucks online that are telling you, the machines are changing votes. We have evidence that will never be brought to light in any courtroom, but we have this evidence that the machines were flipping votes and everything else. They got nothing. Do you know how the elections get swung? It's by ballot harvesting and gerrymandering. Those are your two ways, and they're legal. Just that one team is much better at it on whichever one than the other. So they fight like that. The Democrats love ballot harvesting. They love to go into neighborhoods where they know nobody's going to go and vote. They know no one's good. Come on, no one's voting from this neighborhood. So they go and they knock on the door and they come up with some little scheme that will pay you $50 as a day laborer for the campaign and everything else, and they get the votes. They've been doing this for years. The Republicans find out and they say, okay, well, we'll fix your wagon. We're going to incorporate your little neighborhood into a highly Republican district. And we'll redistrict the whole thing so that you lose that neighborhood now. And now it's our neighborhood. And that's how the Republicans work. To think that people believe that there were some schmucks in the basement of the Vatican switching votes on a scheme through German satellite. It is beyond. It is beyond why anyone would think that. Now, I can understand if you knew nothing about politics and you heard this and you thought it was like, You thought it was like War of the Worlds back in the 1930s, where people really thought we were being invaded by aliens. So, because they didn't know any better, right? And I can understand people that don't have any kind of political savvy thinking that. But in this day and age, that's not happening. Nobody's flipping votes, stuffing ballots.
Here's the other thing. We actually showed you on one of our dispatch how all of these voting areas are all separate. They're not all the same one. Well, even the report said it's impossible. The only way you can do it is if you infiltrated each and every county and whatever to do it.
Right. Now look at this, Gene. So now you have the Democrat socialists. I love that. Oh, we'll call it. Listen, communism. Let's not call ourselves communists. Let's call it. Oh, I got an idea. We'll call ourselves Democrat socialists, right? Not just socialists and not just communists, but democratic socialists. A democratic socialist. That's like calling yourself fat skinny. So, all right. So now you have these clowns, and they're convincing the youth of today. Gene and I watched the video earlier of some interview that Jesse Waters guy gave of these kids on the beach. They don't know who the vice president is. They don't know the state that might border California. They don't know the capital city of the state that they're in South Jersey. They didn't know it. These kids don't know anything, which is an indictment of our school system. And let's get back to the school superintendents, the head of the school boards that could have been honeypotted by Russian or Chinese honeypots. So that's a whole different argument. We talked about that yesterday. But these kids I don't know, they're stupid. So, but they're going to vote. But they're old enough to vote. Okay, so now the Democrat socialists are telling them that we need to get rid of the Senate, because the Senate is not voted on. It should be voted on by the local state legislature, and so on. And it's not a majority vote or whatever, because there's only 2 senators per state. They don't realize that if we get rid of the Senate, then what about states that don't have the largest population? So what that means is that states like New York, Florida, Texas, Illinois, and California would run the country. Those 5 states with the largest population would run the country.
No, the more you see, the more you see how this is all laid out, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Really, the whole structure of it, the only 2 senators, it balances out very, very nicely.
Right. So who would hate our system? Our adversaries. Our adversaries that want to weaken our system, weaken our dollar, weaken our economy, weaken our ability to think clearly, so that everything we wind up believing is fake. That's all right. When someone is trying to sell you, a currency that's worthless, for your dollar that they're telling you is ultimately worthless, right? The dollar's worthless. It's fiat currency. It's garbage. Everything's got to be backed by gold. Okay, but yet they want to sell you their worthless currency for your currency. That you should start to say, why would you want that? If these guys were kind of on the level, they would only accept gold.
Well, the other thing about that is when they do have that dinar with that, once that switch goes, no one's going to hold, if it happened ever, which it won't. But they would never ever hold on to it themselves.
Stella, they will say, sure, we'd love to do that, and never, ever, ever come on.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
Yes, Stella, we would love. We would like nothing more than to go on those shows. We need to be unified, and then they never come on. Just saying. That's
Let's
how it goes.
do the devotional here. I want to make sure we get this in, and then we can talk a little more. Not on your time, due time, and this is the devotional. I want to remind everyone that you could go to our website, and if you go to topics, the daily dispatch updates, and then the George Daily Devotionals, you can see all of them archived there. Okay. This is the one for today. Here we go. You have to laugh at some of these people that get really impatient driving at the stoplight because they're sitting there and you can tell they're impatient, but the light's going to turn green when the light turns green. There's nothing you can do to make that light turn green any faster. But here's the thing. That's a good explanation of what's called due time. When the light turns green, when it's programmed to do so, it's going to turn green. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes we as believers could get really impatient because we have a manufactured timeline that we built up, but God has it in his own due time. The scripture today is from Peter chapter 5, verse 6, and it says there, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time." Now, I love that word due time because when it comes to a pregnancy, you have a due date. But everyone knows that there's a due date, but sometimes the baby comes a little bit before or a little bit after. But when the baby comes, that's the due time. So think about this. With us as believers, we want to always make sure that we are resting in the Lord's wisdom, that he will do things in his own due time.
Amen. Amen. You know what that reminds me of, Gene? In New York, they used to have on every corner. Now they only have them still left on select corners. When you get to the crosswalk, and let's say it's, you got the stop, don't walk thing.
Right.
There's a little button you press. Press here to walk, and of course you press it. Now, what that's known as, in scientific terms, is called a pacifier.
Oh, I know. When I do that, I hit it many, many times.
Yeah. So does everybody. Everyone's in a hurry. You bang.
I don't need to know that it's not attached to anything.
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. And I was talking to a lieutenant friend of mine one day, and I said, "Sam, is that connected to anything?" He goes, "No, man. It's just a button. There's no wires or anything." So
I saw the light, and the light went on. All right. Let's do the. Really quick. Let's do this one. I don't have a video of it, but Aaron. Do you know about this one, Dave? These.
Here we go.
Okay.
Hey, what I want to know. Who the hell wears T-shirts with XXXY on them? I want to know how far they had to dig online to find that T-shirt, to wear it specifically for a WNBA game.
Don't know where they already apologized. The WNBA already apologized.
Dude, you don't understand what I'm getting at. Look at the mother and daughter. I mean, do they look like they're fresh out of Langley?
All right. What's your point? What's your point? That they did it on purpose to get a reaction?
They did it on purpose to get a reaction. I'm shocked they didn't make a YouTube video about it. Oh, look, they won't let us wear our shirts, and this is what's wrong with wearing XXXY. Yeah. Hey, these people that just want to get reaction videos and stuff like that, it's just all staged nonsense for the news shows so they could talk about it the next day. And what are your thoughts on it, Bill? Well, I think it's just ridiculous how they can, they can't wear a shirt. What is this world coming to? Come on, man. This is some staged crap. Who in the world will wear that, especially with all this stuff going on about having men in sports? I love the fact that I would love to see like not Wilt Chamberlain, but I'd love to see like LeBron James put on a wig and want to play for the WNBA. Can you imagine that?
All right, we got one more.
He's identifying as a woman today.
All right,
Like,
Dave, you're a Jets fan.
Yes, yes.
Star running back here. Star running back pulled a groin muscle, I think it was. Okay, check out this video here. This is so you guys know I've been a Jet fan for a long time, but this is the whole attitude of it. That everyone expects him to lose. Here we go.
Total trust in those guys, and I have total trust in Brees. He'll say exactly how he feels.
Brees Hall is expected to be the feature back in a run-heavy offense and still can carry that weight if the test results return positive results. Either way, his workload might have to be managed, and Christine and Dick, the rest of the running back room will now need to step it up a little bit.
And the whole team has to step it up because they're going to have a tough season anyway.
We'll just have to find out how they adjust to this.
Okay, now I need to ask a question. Did he pull a groin muscle before or after he signed the 20 million? How much is it? 120 million? 20 million?
No, 43.
Did he pull the groin muscle before or after he signed the $43 million contract?
After.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Just like that schmuck that went back to the Steelers, that's now with the Steelers. What's his face? Who's the quarterback? Aaron Rodgers. He's got a lot to say. He's become very political because he thinks that's going to get him a job on a network. I'm telling you, these guys, the guy was one day as a Jet. One day, pulls his Achilles heel. Oh my gosh, I'm out the season collecting a paycheck.
That is that, by the way, is the attitude of the New York Jets. Okay, Dave Blaze, anything else? We got to go here.
Yes, one more. I gotta put up Aaron's comment here. I had never watched the WNBA in my life, but this season I caught the fever. Love the ladies. Phenomenal unselfish play, teamwork. I'm going to tell you right now, Aaron, I enjoy watching the WNBA as well. I can't sit through a whole basketball game and I'm just running back and forth up the court. But highlights are fantastic. It's like watching like a really good high school game where the players aren't like super professional and like all like glory hounds like in the NBA. These are like you're watching just a good game of really good players.
All right, we gotta check it out. All right,
I enjoy it.
Let's do this.
How to watch the WNBA?
I would love to watch. I watch Caitlin Clark. I love watching her. Okay. Anything else, Dave Blake? We gotta run.
There we go. That's right, Brad. The Jets and the Mets, because we are in New York. We are inherently masochistic.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will. Let me see. Where's my clothes? Okay. We'll, Lord willing, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, Lord willing. All right.
Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.